So Shady Acres and Allison are the two new ones right now, right?
I believe so. I think
Perfect.
I think Allison's raced in Pro-Am before, but that was like a while ago.
Part-time, yeah.
But Shady is new. He used to broadcast
Okay.
for us, and now he's driving for us.
Nice.
So
So
that'll be exciting.
Allison
And
and
yeah, we are. I think
Shaq.
we are live now. So
All right. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? The Phantom Pro Am series is back after a 2-month hiatus and a week extra due to the server issues the game was having. But we are back for another season, season 3 of Phantom Pro Am. And I got my brother Timmy in the booth with me, thankfully.
I can't believe we're back. I thought for sure that this game was left behind, tossed in the dumpster out back, and I thought we were ready to move on. But alas, after what 5 days of being left in the dark on what the hell is going on, we are back and ready to go for some action. I'll tell you, that intro, I felt like I just walked into a carnival. Like, oh, we're about to get some excitement here. Like, gather one, gather all,
Yes,
ladies
so
and gentlemen and children of all ages. I love that. That was
so
awesome.
I did that for one of my buddies. When I first started broadcasting way back like a decade ago. That was how he would start off his broadcast or his league lobbies would be just with that stupid intro. So I figured, why not dust that one off and see how it goes? So just for him, this one time, he said I should do it, so I did it.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome, and I think the
It gives a
racing
little bit
will
of high energy.
absolutely, and I think the race will deliver some of that energy as well. We are starting our I need to rechange the title. I put season 3 because it's our third year for us, but it's season 2 for Pro-Am. So
Right.
I'll have to remind myself to change that afterwards. But yeah, this is our second season of Phantom Pro-Am competition. I'm very excited because, in my opinion, I've enjoyed the Pro-Am side of Phantom racing way more, just because it's just the drivers are just hungrier for getting to the top, you know.
Yeah,
And
they want to get that jump up to the Pro Series. And speaking of getting to the Pro Series, there are some faces we will be without this season, and the one in particular which everybody's happy about is Mark McAttack. He made the jump up to Pro Series after, give or take, dominating the Pro-Am Series last year. And I know a lot of these guys are smelling blood in the water, knowing that they themselves have a better chance at winning a race now.
they grow up so fast.
Yeah, like, what, 3 races, and they're
It
already...
feels like just yesterday that Mark got his like what 10th win on the
Yup.
Pro-Am schedule, and then I got my butt kicked by him at Sonoma and Powerhouse, one of the most competitive leagues I've ever raced. I'm like, yeah, why is this guy in Pro-Am? He's faster than all the pro guys, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I think, yeah, qualifying ended just recently, and Dave Allison, one of our, I think he's a returning driver. He's in the number 1 car, starting P1 at a 49.195 is the pole time. And outside front row will be Shady Acres, another our one of our rookies in the field. First time racing in the Phantom Series. You might be familiar, longtime viewers. He used to be one of our broadcasters on the TV side of things, and now he is getting behind the wheel, and he'll be starting on the front row.
All right, we're getting the join now from what I'm hearing. And with a couple of newcomers, too, to the full-time schedule. Right now, just trying to get into the network before I go in there, making sure that we get in first. Excited to see the part-timers, too. We'll get to those guys once we get into the lobby, which we are in now for the first race at Daytona. what can be the Daytona, however many miles there will be run today. Every driver wants to win this race, wants to win the season opener, and lock themselves into the playoffs. And we are green, and it is Davey Allison leading them down into turn one with the 6 of Shack Attack right behind him. Shack Attack, you remember, was part-time at the end of last year, came in late, ran every week. Now he will be here full-time in that 6 car. And there he is running in second. He was competitive in every series he was in, whether it was Pro-Am or Pro. He was always up there in the top 5. But look at the run from the 5 of MN Pro Trader to the outside. No help, though. That's not going to help him move forward there. As I'm trying to get the stream up, I can't really get it.
While that's going on, Davey's going to lead lap number 1 with the number 6 car. And I want to take this brief, for at least this next lap or so, to get, I guess, introduce the drivers, because I need some catching up here on who is in what car and who is in the series this season. Davey Allison, drop of the green flag, has led pretty much the entire way so far, even though we're only 2 laps in. He is in control in that Advent Health Chevy. Shady Acres in the number 17 Ford Fastenal Roush Fenway Keselowski car. And they got Shack Attack back, now as a full-time competitor, now in the number 6 car for RFK. And then P. Fulton back in his familiar colors, the number 62 Beard Oil Motorsports Chevrolet. And that 1 car is going to get left out to dry on the outside as the 6 car assumes the race lead. K2005 has switched over from the 43 to the 3, one legendary NASCAR number to another. And he is up to P3. He's looking to improve this season. He came in about second half of last season. He's looking to pick up where he left off and maybe improve on some of his results from last season. He's up to 3rd right now, so he'll be one to look out for. MN Pro Trader is back. He is now in the number 5 HendrickCars.com car, so he's in different colors as well. 77 of Ed gets up into the wall. There's Portal Guy in the 47 back in the JTG car. Right there in line. He got the Pro Series win at Talladega last season. There's Ed, who's dropped all the way to the tail. He is returning in the number 77. MFF Kari, one of our championship contenders last season, unfortunately had to take a leave of absence late in the championship run. But he is back, and he is in the number 4 car for SHR, sponsored by Mobile One. And that is your entire field as they are going side by side. Shack Attack is still in the lead, but P. Fulton bringing Portal Guy with him to the outside, not getting much help there. Not many cars in this field, so you better get help wherever you can here.
Yeah, and especially during the green flags pit stops here, you definitely want to have the help when you go down for your pit stops, because we saw last year, especially the races at Talladega, where they'd split up in these 3 groups of like 2 or 3 every time they go down. And if you go down with one guy, there's a chance you could have a massive gap when that's over. But right now, there isn't a gap between 1st and 7th right now. As now they're forming the outside line, trying to make that run. The 4 sneaks up, forces the 62 to go out high. That makes them let off, and there goes the outside momentum again. The 4 tried to stick the nose up. The 17 gets loose out of 4, and forces Portal Guy below the double yellow. However, we don't give a dang about penalties here. You can go below the double yellow. Just don't be an idiot, I don't think.
If it's paved, run it. That's how the race should be. Yeah, these cars are a little bit out of shape, and the way these cars kind of run here at Daytona, they don't really stick to the track all that well, especially with all that turbulent air that they are surrounding. At least that's what I want to think as a controller driver, because I'm always having a hard time holding my line here. Like, I struggle here more than at, like, a road course. Like, it is tough to get around this track steadily, and if you have a car on your outside, I'm trying my damnedest to not hip check them into the outside wall. But these guys are doing a really good job holding their lines the best they can, as the 1 car is going to get shuffled back a little more as Shady's moving up into 4th place.
Yeah, and I thought he was shuffling out of line just so that way he can try and do the fuel save strategy so that way he can pit maybe a little bit later with some of the other guys and not just be left out there leading the whole time. But now we see him trying to use that outside, trying to use that little slingshot method, tries to get around the 47 of Portal, but that just had nothing doing there. He's going to just be on the draft, and that actually might help the 62 of P. Fulton, as he is way outside that lead draft right now, but I don't think that's going to help him right now. That 62 is just not handling the way that Fulton wants it to.
Yeah, and he's lost the draft, unfortunately. Same with the 77 of Ed and the 5 of MN Pro Trader. They are on an island of their own. So we are now down to about 6 cars in this lead pack. And I'm kind of watching my eye on this number 1 car, because I don't really have a clue what exactly draft setting this lobby is running in. Because I know typically on the super speedways, to make things interesting, we run a higher draft setting to at least make things exciting.
Yeah.
And kind of like how they do in actual NASCAR nowadays, when they go to a super speedway, they run about half throttle in the pack and they save about plenty of fuel laps just by running half throttle around while the lead car is burning through more gas than everybody else. So, and that kind of brings up about Shack Attack. These guys, I think, are only required to pit once in this stage. It's a 32 lap stage, and we're about 8 laps in. And I don't know exactly the fuel window, but I imagine the 6 car is going to be the first one to come in if he stays out there for long enough with the amount of fuel that he's burning up there.
We'll see. Right now, though, the 17 getting shuffled out of line this time by the 47. A Portal guy gets a huge run on the 3 and the 4. Now jumps to the outside. Might be able to stick it into third. Can't, but the 6 comes up and gives the 47 the draft through the corners. That allows him to stay even with the 3 and the 4. Okay, 2005 wanted to show that he can run with the boys here. And right now doing a good job holding the steady line in P2. Right behind the 6 of MFF Kari. No, not Kari, sorry. Shack Attack. I was used to seeing Kari in the 6.
And that's what screwed us up, because Kari said he wanted to run the 6 car about a few days ago, and then he changed his mind. So if we keep saying Kari's in the 6 car, blame him. But I'll tell you, I'm watching this 3 car K2. I mean, he's been, I'm pretty certain he has been working hard during the offseason to get his program up to speed after the kind of the struggles that he has had last season, just trying to get acclimated with the ropes and whatnot. And he's had time to study, review film, and all that. He's been working in the shop, getting those cars dialed in, tuned up, ready to go, and that 3 car is up towards the front.
Yeah, he's definitely got a good run going today. He's definitely keeping it smooth, staying out of trouble. And I think right now he's pretty content with staying on to second right now. Really, it's just about maintaining your race here in the early stages at Daytona. Just don't try to win the race yet. Just try not to take yourself out of it. And now look at the run on the outside.
The 2 Roush cars link up on the outside. Portal giving Shady a big push. That almost got them the lead, but Shack Attack was right on the money there with that block. And now Shack, last time we ran a super speedway here in Pro-Am was at Talladega last season. He got the win in that, and he called his shot. He said he was going to win that race. And he's made it known that super speedways are his forte. And I think he is really establishing himself as the favorite to win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great 3 wide, 4 wide across the line, and Portal guy was the one who came out victorious in that one. And he wasn't even supposed to run that race. He just got the call up and was like, whatever. 3 wide now into 3,
Shady
17 into the wall. Oh, the 17 and the 47 cannot stay off each other tonight. That's about what, the nth time they've made contact?
I don't think
and we're not even through
damage,
stage
so he
1.
might be all right.
No, he still looks good. The 47, though, now moves up to 3rd after taking him 3 wide. A little bit tighter than Talladega through the corners. 3 wides are a lot harder to manage here at Daytona. can be done, but you got to hold a steady wheel when you're doing it. Otherwise, you're going to see what we just saw between the 47 and the 17. That is a car getting loose, getting up to the high side, high line run, and then cars in the wall. But luckily, everybody stays straight, no yellow flags, and we stay green.
This pack's got a lot of fight for the lack of cars that it has right now in the 4 car with a huge run as he had dropped all the way to the tail. Kari's definitely going to be one to watch for sure now that he's back full time.
Yeah.
And if he's going to be running in this series, I think he's going to be a favorite for the championship, kind of like he was last season.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up too. He was... If he didn't have the unforeseen circumstances, he definitely was going to be right there with Mark McAtack at Homestead to be able to take that championship away, potentially. But even without Kari, they gave him, they made Mark McAtack earn it last year. It was not a gimme just because Kari wasn't there. It was between 3 drivers at the line. Mm-hmm. And it just happened that Mark McAtack was able to break away and win it. But I'm definitely looking at MFF Kari. I know Pro Trader is still... Not Pro Trader, sorry, Portal Guy. I don't know why I got those two mixed up. But I know Portal is definitely hungry for not even a championship, but just a championship 4 stint because he felt... like he deserved a spot in that championship 4 and felt a little slighted. Now we're seeing the outside run with Portal Guy starting to form. They just can't stay in a line through the corners as now the 6 and the 3 come down for their green flag cycle. As these 4 are going to try and push it another lap. Not what the 6 and the 3 want to see. Shack Attack in K2005 elect to come down on their own. Nobody else, the 77.5 and the 62, do not come down with them. So it's just those 2. They need to have equal stops, otherwise that's really going to hurt them on exit.
I think this is where I would want to be right now. Oh, the 17 and the 47. Look like 17... just kind of stalled out in the 3. I wonder if he ran that thing all the way out because he has lost speed.
Oh, he might be out of gas.
Yeah, I think that's what happened because his car just came to a stop on the entrance to turn 3, and that stalled out Portal. And as a result, he's pitting all by himself, all by his lonesome, and all because just ran that thing all the way dry. And now we got this group of 3 here of Pro Trader, Fulton, and Ed.
As it's only the 47 right now that's out, or at least the 47. I think the cars in front of him are the cars that just came off of pit road. And then the other 2. So we should be seeing 3 more.
These guys, the 6, the 3, I don't think these guys have pitted yet. The 1 and the 4 got a huge run.
No, the 6 and the 3 were the ones who first started. First came down.
I was looking at the 1 and the 4 because I don't know if they pitted yet.
Now Portal. No, I don't think the 1 and the 4 have come down yet.
And now Portal's in.
This is really going to jumble the field up, but I believe it will be the 6 and the 3 that will be your race leaders at the end of this, because right now it is Davey Allison and...
here comes Shack Attack on that outside. Him in K2.
Yep,
6 and the 3, and the 1 and the 4.
Getting their laps back. So they'll be on the lead lap when these 2 come down, Allison and Kari. Which should be this time. I don't think they can go another lap, especially seeing as how we're already seeing drivers run out of fuel, and we will see them come down. The last of the drivers to pit. Now, that should be able to give Shack Attack and K2005 enough time if they work together to be able to get back around to challenge for that lead. And Portal, unfortunately, with the 17 stalling him out, had to use up a little bit of extra fuel doing so. And now he is all by himself. Luckily, though, he's got time, though, to make it up. It's only stage 1. If you want to have mistakes, have them early.
That is true.
Now we see the 1 and the 4. Now off of pit road. Where is the 6? They're coming through the tri-oval, catching up to the 47 of Portal. And it looks like they'll actually be able to hold the lead. Allison and Kari will hold the top 2 spots. But the head of steam will be given to the 6. And the 3. Will they have enough built-up speed? It takes about a half a lap to get up to full speed.
And even if they don't, remember, 3 cars beats 2. They got Portal to work with, so they'll be up there.
Yeah, and Portal's definitely been the car that is good when he's leading a pack to be able to get the max amount of speed. And I think these two are more than happy to let Portal lead them to the promised land of getting them back to the lead. And here he comes, Portal to the outside, bringing the 6 and the 3 with him. Can they hold a steady line and make it through? They do. They're side by side down the back straightaway. And I believe that puts the 47 of Portal into the race lead.
Well, confirm that it does. He is on the lead lap. He is the leader.
And here we are
all by
thinking
himself didn't hurt him at all. He rebounded from that immediately.
Man, he's better be paying out 10 grand to his pit crew and everybody on it, because they put him in the best position possible. As now the 1 and the 4 want to take the lead back. They cannot get settled enough. They're going to have to drop back in line and try that again. Got really unsettled through the corners and unable to make a worthy attempt at the lead. So Portal will stay your leader.
Here's another take at it. What a run by the 1 and the 4. But they got to pass about 3 cars. It might not be enough for the both of them. Or will it?
The 4 is still not clear.
Hold on.
They do it.
They did it.
What a run. Because we're waiting to get a lap count so that way we can see how many laps are left in this stage. 11 laps to go here in stage number 1, and these 5 are getting racy. Is Portal going to look to take another shot at the lead?
Portal and Shat, K2 decided to go up with them at the last second.
And what a push that K2 is able to deliver going into turn 3. Just able to keep it off the wall does the 3 car, but has to regain his composure through the corner. Portal, though, is clear and does have the top 2 beat. The 6 of Shack Attack trying to clear himself as well, but only half a car ahead of the 1. Now he's got the outside momentum going into turn 1. He might be able to clear him, but he's in the wall again. Portal elects to play it safe, goes down low, will maintain the race lead, comes back up to try and block the draft. And everybody's staying composed as they go into turn 3.
Well, Portal was kind of leaving that top open a little bit, just running in the middle, trying to keep a pulse on both lanes. And it's very difficult to do that here. And I'll tell you, this track kind of reminds me of old Daytona. Like back in the old days, Daytona used to be really bumpy in the turns. And you definitely feel those bumps here, as that really upsets the balance of these cars.
Ooh, tough time trying to squeeze down, does the 47 of Portal. After all the fighting, Portal coming out with the race lead is now dropped back to 4th. And unfortunately, you would think that with all this racing these front 5 are doing, it would allow these 4 in the back of Edtho, the 5 of MN Pro Trader, P. Fulton, the 17 of Shady Acres to be able to make a run at him, but they were not able to really close the gap all that much. Only about I think they didn't close the gap at all, honestly.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, they are vastly outnumbered, and they're not really fully organized right now, and even if they do start running them down, I don't think they're going to be close enough to do anything. I don't think they're going to have enough time. They're just going to have to just ride this out to the stage break and regroup. As
Yeah.
Now we got the 1, the 4, and the 3 taking up the top 3 spots, and I bring up the bumps earlier. The one thing that's really deadly here is that apron. Because you want to be running the low line here, but if you get too low, that apron just grabs you and spits you out. It's deadly.
Yeah, as soon as you touch it, like, gets your car mad loose because it's all flat down there, from flat to 32 degrees of banking or something like that. And you just saw from K2005 the jolt that car just got. Amazing he was able to hold on to it. But it'll also kill your speed as well.
Yeah, at least with like Talladega, you feel a little bit of a curve between the apron and the actual racing surface, so you can actually kind of ride that a little bit. Here, there isn't one. You're screwed. Like, it's just immediate. From 31 to 33 degrees of banking, however many it is here at Daytona, to straight up 0 with no chance of, like, transitioning.
Yeah. So right now, we should be about right around 6 laps to go, I want to guess. I'm taking a very generous guess because I remember last time it being 11. Oh my God, it is 6 laps to go. Holy!
There you go.
And right now it's still that one car of Allison. He's been out front for most of the day with MF Kari right on his tail the whole way. These two have been really working very well as a tandem. We saw the tandem of 3 between Portal, Shack Attack, and K2005. Those two were really working well as a triplet, but right now the order got a little jumbled. We'll be able to see if they can make a run at the stage break, as now we have 5 laps to go here in stage 1. Whoa, getting dicey. Portal tried to get underneath the 4 when he got loose through 2. Unable to do so. And got shoved again below the double yellow. K2005 is trying his best to keep that car as painted to the bottom as the lines are. Right now, everybody's just wanting to stay single file, playing super conservative, waiting to see when Portal Guy's going to make that fall back and leap forward that you usually see on these restrictor plate tracks.
Oh, a couple of jolts there as some cars are stepping out of line. Some of them are making their moves now just out of reaction. And Portal's going to be the benefactor of that as the 3 and the 4 get a little bit together. The 3's all the way down the apron. And he was very late to transition back up to the racetrack. As that was a close call between all those guys there, but they keep it together. The 3 stays within the draft.
Man, I was seeing shades of yellow right there. Holy.
And here comes the 1. Back to the point. 47 is going to try to side draft Kari to separate those two, and he does. And now he's going to put himself back up to second, and he's up to bat.
And we know that Allison is not one of Portal's tandems, but look at K2005. He's been working with Portal this whole race, and now ditches him for the 1, gets him loose into turn number 3, and now it's going to be K2005 to the lead at Daytona. And he will lead his first laps of season number 2. As we should have about 2 or 3 laps to go here in the stage. The racing at the front of this field is not done yet. 2 laps to go. It is confirmed. Technically a lap and a half, depending on how you want to look at it. And everybody jumbles back into line. You can see the one. He's setting him up, falling back about a car length away from the 3K 2005. Waiting for someone to give him a push forward. K2005 protects the middle, comes down low, the one goes high. White flag in the air here in stage number 1. K2005 doing his best to block the run. He can't jump out to that car length lead, not at a track like Daytona.
The one's backing up his run. He's going to be out like a slingshot off turn 2. It's going to be all about timing here. This is all for a stage point, by the way. But the 6 has other plans. They're going to try to split him in the middle.
Contact! The 3! The 6 of Shack Attack runs through clean, but now the 1 able to regroup. He can still have a run at this. Jumps up high, but gets to the back bumper of the 6 first. Has a run, but it's not going to be enough. Give it to the 6 of Shack Attack, your stage 1 winner.
And how intense was that? Guys, we still have 2 more stages left. That shows how important stage points are. And unfortunate for the 3 at K2, he just kind of got screwed on both ends there, as they were kind of double teaming him from both inside and out. And the 6 of Shack Attack was the benefactor of all that, as he is the one with the green and white checkered flag in his pocket. And he's going to be trying to go in for another one here in stage 2.
Yeah, and Shack Attack's one of those guys that we saw have good runs last year. He was definitely a top 5 driver in every race, I want to say, that he was in. So to see him already get a stage win is shocking, but not surprising. That's kind of like a double entendre, but having a really good run, we'll see if he can do it as we get ready for stage 2. And we're back under green as Shack Attack leads him through with the 4 of Kari to his outside, but look at how jumbled up they got, and now the 1 of Allison.
No time to wait to turn 1. We're making moves now. Holy Toledo, look at this.
Allison, though, still able to get just ahead, but now Portal edges his nose under there. The 3 going below the double yellow line and the white line, as Allison able to get through all of the beating and banging that we just saw. And look at MFFN, though, trying to make a run through the field, but unfortunately left out to dry on the outside. And he will slot back into line, about 8th position.
And probably got the worst end of that deal was Kari, as he got put into the wall off too. And he is going to be out of the draft to start the second stage. Ed, though, who had a roller coaster of a restart there, jumped all the way up to 3rd and then got in the wall. Now he's all the way back here. But the good news for him is that he is still hanging on to that draft. Same with the 3, who looked like he had lost ground on the pit stop, because he was still within that group. I don't know, did he like fully like wipe out or something? Because he started all the way at the tail end of the pack, but he's been able to come back from it.
He's starting to at least try to. Because now we are 2 by 2. The 1, though, on the outside line has been able to hold their own. We saw last season at Talladega in the Pro-Am Series that the outside line just could not hold itself together, and it unfortunately killed a lot of runs to the front that we were seeing. But today, another car on the wall. The 47 gets loose, back down into the 3, who goes below the double yellow. Though runs, gets loose, he's through, and around the 3 into the grass, and it looks like
I think we're going to be racing back to the line here.
We will see 2 cars involved in that. We'll see when that 5 of MM Pro Trade crosses the line. If we do, in fact, go under yellow.
To the line. It's a dead heat between the 1 and the 5.
And we are. It was a race back to the yellow, and it looked like the 1 had the nose. Yellow flag falls at Daytona. I don't think you can have.
Was that close?
I know, right? I don't think you can have a race at any restrictor plate track without having at least 1 yellow. But this is what Kari was praying for. This gets him back into the field and back into contention for the stage win. As we expect to see that 4 back up front once we go back green, or at least a couple of laps after that. As D. Allison should be the one bringing us. Oh, I just knocked my headset off. Should be the one bringing us back to green.
Now this should be interesting here with pit road opening and tire fall off not really mattering much. I wonder if these guys are going to be coming in to top off on fuel.
I think that's what we're going to see, because Pete Fulton was quick to get below the double yellow.
And I still don't remember what the fuel window is. Did the 5? I think the 5 faked out there.
He did!
Interesting
5
call.
going to stay out to take the race lead.
Oh, I better hope I have enough fuel in the tank if I'm going to pull that move.
I mean, we've only been in this stage for about 2 laps.
Hey, I don't think we're going to Vegas yet, but this guy's getting a head start. I like his guts. What a call.
I mean, to win these races, you gotta make gutsy calls, and he wants to do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. The only problem is nobody else went with him.
Well, Shady, I think, was the first car out. So I think he'll leapfrog all the way up to 2nd place.
I think some of these guys took 2 tires, if not 4, because there's no way the 17 should have had that big of a jump on the field.
It's varying. I'm gonna have to confirm what some of these guys did here. We'll look at that here in a second. Yeah, the
because
77.
He's a full straightaway.
Yeah, 77 of Ed, though, took 4 tires and fixed a little bit of damage. Shady looked like he gained the most ground. He took a splash and go. So about 3.6 seconds on his stop. And then, of course, you got the 5 Pro Trader. That's our other onboard. He's the one that stayed out. Yeah, quite a few of these cars have a little bit of damage here. Some of them I didn't even think were even in the wreck.
I mean, there was a lot of beating and bang, and like the 3 definitely got the. Well, no, Edtho got the worst of it.
Yeah.
Then that 3 of K2005 definitely took a lot of shots. Gave a couple, but he definitely took a lot of them. But now it will be the 5 of Pro Trader. We are 2 by 2 through the field again. The 17 is Shady. And the 5 of Pro Trader. Gonna lead him back to green. About to hit the restart zone. Here it is. And the cars are going once again. And not a good jump for the 17. Shady not getting the jump you want to have. It's now these fresher tires looking to get right by that 5 of Pro Trader. Everybody gonna jump to the high side. Nobody willing to stay, except for Kari. Kari does stay with MN Pro Trader, but that's about it.
That is everybody. Portal from high to low. Looked like he wanted to pass everybody there, but he's gonna help push the 62 of P. Fulton there on the inside.
Now, P. Fulton is the leader of the inside line. We're going to see what he can do. The 47 of Portal trying to side draft those in the higher line to try and slow down their momentum, but it is only growing faster. Portal backs out, goes to the high line. Allison back to the lead, bringing the 6 of Shack
Shady
Attack
in the wall
with
again.
him.
And that's really going to kill his run. I think he's going to lose the draft here. That was a really bad hit that 17 car took there off too.
Yeah, and something had to have happened with the 3 at K2005 again, because he's already lost the lead draft.
Yeah, I think he might have been a part of that stack up on the restart.
Yeah, probably. Is now Portal yet again looking for the race lead, but 3 on the outside, 2 on the inside. I don't think is a winning combination for Portal. He will get shuffled down and back to 4th after having a shot at the lead down the back straightaway through turns 3 and 4. But now has a couple of cars behind him. The leaders are getting a little bit spread out. He's going to try and split the middle as he's been doing all race long, or at least trying to. The 5 loses his bumper, though, and that kills the momentum down the back straightaway. It's all right if you do it in the corners, but when you're on those straightaways, you want to be locked on to the guy that you're drafting with. Because now he's back to the lead, but can the 5 of MN Pro Trader clear with him? That is a yes. They're now side by side for 3rd, but MN Pro Trader and Portal are cleared to the lead. And now here comes the 1 looking to challenge, but no help with him.
Oh, Ed and Pete
62
Fulton got
into
together.
the wall.
Fulton got a bad break there. Him and Ed got side by side, and he put a big smack on that right front there. And now he too is going to lose the draft once again, as now we are down to about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars in this lead draft, with Portal the head of this train here up at the front.
Yep, and the 3 and the 77 have gotten together with each other. They're now looking to just maintain their spot on the track. It's right now Portal and Pro Trader. Your top 2, with Allison running in P3. The 4 of Kari in 4th. Give it to the 6 of Shack Attack in P5. And MFF Etho running in 6th in this lead pack. Is now the 1 and the 4 looking to make the run on the outside. Allison and Kari. But 2 does not work when you cannot stay linked. What a job by Portal. Portal is definitely one of those savants, we'll say, of restrictor plate racing. Has always had good runs, always up with the leaders, fighting for the win. We see that again here as he is leading them around.
He's doing a really good job at that now. That 1 car is kind of dropped back a little bit. He's at the tail end of this pack. Is probably going to save him a little bit of fuel as he ducks out of line. I think he's trying to make a move there. Now the 77 of Ed, though, has moved up to 4th. He is kind of took a peek to the outside, kind of looking through the window, and now he's closed that window shut. Now he's looking through it again. He's going back to the outside, and oh, now he's really going up there. Him and Kari made a little bit of contact into 1.
Question is, can he stay in that lead draft? I believe he can, with the 1 just being far enough behind to save him a little bit. And I think the 1's kind of happy about that, as the 6 actually backed up to the 1.
That's interesting there.
Shack Attack wants to be with his partner. At least one of them. He's been kind of bouncing around who his partner is. But right now, he believes that Allison can get him to the front, and look at the run they have on the top 3.
Oh, but
Portal is
going
to jump up. What a block and what a move by Shack Attack. Son Cullen made the evasive move and now put him in the lead.
There was no calculation on that. That was just pure instinct. Portal made a kind of, I mean, it wasn't really a late block, but that's just how strong that run was from the 6, that he just reacted immediately. He saw that window open on the left side and took it. Kept it in the gas. No lifting. Just all out. And he's back to the front. What a move.
That was that was a very fine move, and now I'm clicking on buttons. There we go. Right now we see the whole top three get all jumbled up. Portal guy, it seems like whenever he gets knocked out of the lead, he always still finds himself. He could get knocked back to the 6th spot of that lead pack, and he'll somehow find himself back into the top 3, if not fighting for the lead, a half a lap later.
Oh, here comes another run. Davey Allison and Kari. Oh, Portal!
Oh, puts him in the wall!
The force trying to hang on to it. He's still struggling to hang on to it. Him and the one make contact. Heavy hits for both cars.
Oh, that was a late move by the 47 of Portal. Tried to get up in front of them, but they were already half a car cleared of them.
Yeah, see, you just can't do that with how much faster they're going, about maybe 10 plus miles an hour more than what you're running. You're putting yourself in a bad spot if you try to catch the front of it. Like, unfortunately, it doesn't really work. I don't know if that's really what he meant to do. I don't know if he maybe didn't see the run coming. Maybe he had a run of his own that he was trying to work on, but yeah, just unfortunate for about everybody involved there, especially for the one car of Davey Allison, who looked like he got the worst end of it. But yeah, that's just something you can't really afford to do.
And right now, the only thing he can look forward to is getting back with the 3 of Shady, the 3 of K2005, and the 62 of P. Fulton. He's actually, I think, going to come down pit road.
Yeah, his car's
He
badly
is. To fix that damage and get that green flag pit stop out of the way. Everybody else should be coming in the next 2 to 3 laps. So he's not that far out from the pit window, but definitely not where he was expecting to be coming down.
Yeah, and the thing is, some of these guys, kind of on different strategies, we saw different people take different things on their pit stops, and now we got the 5 of Pro Trader who stayed out. He didn't take any fuel on his stop. I'm not sure how much he saved. He might be saving a little bit here riding behind the 6. And then you got guys like maybe the 77, maybe he took maybe a couple of cans while he was fixing damage. I mean, some of these guys might have more fuel than others. So strategy is going to be all over the place here this second stage. And we're going to be trying our best to keep up with it all.
We'll at least be able to know who's leading, and we can work from there. As of right now, it's still Shack Attack, as now they're closing in on the one of Allison, who just got off of pit road. He's going to be getting lapped here once they catch him. Or not. They're going to pit. Shack Attack and Pro Trader are coming down this time. The 47 and 4 elect to stay out.
And I think the 3 is going to abort from his group, and he's going to pit along with them. So the 62, 17, and the 77 are going to stay out another lap. And now the 4 Akari, I think, will take over the lead with the 47 of Portos. They're going to stay out for at least another lap. The 1 car, Davey, he's watching that mirror. He hasn't been lapped yet. And he's hoping it stays that way, but he's a sitting duck right now with those 2 linked together. So he is just hoping that they pit soon.
Well, right now we didn't see any signs that they are coming down this time. And they will be out another lap. So we are expecting that the one of Allison will be down a lap once they come back around to make their potential pit stop. But luckily, he won't be down a lap for long. The only problem is that when you're trying to unlap yourself, you'd like to have just a little bit more help than yourself to help get you around this track a little bit faster, so that way you can guarantee yourself a better outcome. But as we see down the backstretch, the 4 goes around. The 47 might be a little bit hesitant to get around the Allison after the heavy contact they had, but everybody stays within their means.
You know what that one car is doing right now? He's giving him the 1,000-yard stare.
Yep. But now he can catch their draft and stick with them. So that way he will be down a lap, but not by a whole lot. And save a little bit of fuel to help get him to the end of this stage.
Got another group of cars here coming out. These three pitted together to the 17 of Shady Acres. Ed Doe in the 77 and the 62 of P. Fulton. We'll see how all this gets sorted out here.
Well, they better get it sorted out right now because they're going to be blocking the entrance to pit road if they're planning on pitting this time. They better get down low. The 47 comes down
Ford,
to make his stop.
They
the
had
Ford
different
does not
plans.
go with them.
Interesting. The two that have been working together have opposite plans. I wonder if the 4 might have called an audible there now that he is in a pack going much faster. And he might gain himself a little bit of speed and pit later, and he might build himself a little bit of a gap on Portal. I don't know if he wants to do that. I don't know exactly what his fuel situation's looking like. He's ducking down to the apron. I think that was a signal. If I'm not mistaken, that was a signal there.
Yeah, when you're with a pack of cars, you definitely you can't stick your hand out your window, so you got to signal somehow.
You gotta
believe
do it
that
like
was it.
you gotta do it like an IndyCar in the Indy 500. They just swing all the way down to the inside of the track. Like, is this obvious enough for you? And yeah, the 4 cars in now.
Yep, and now the field's gonna be all jumbled. It's
There's
right now.
Out. The 6
Kari
and the 5 are
is
still
your
linked
race leader. It looks like if all goes how it's looking, Shack Attack should be the one that could come out as your new leader. He is only 40 seconds behind.
Yep, he is second. Pro Traders in third. Then you got P. Fulton fourth. Shady Acres in fifth. Kari sitting on pit road still as the leader, but that's going to be short-lived as, well, these guys are already up to speed here. The 4 car looks like he is out of pit road now, but it's going to take him about a whole lap to get that thing up to speed. Meanwhile, these guys are working together. All you can really do is just kind of wave and say goodbye.
Yep, and here he comes. Shack Attack out of turn 2. The 4 gonna do the smart thing. Go below. Go on the low line. Let them have the high line, and now that moves.
I don't know. I think he thought about, like, jumping up in front of them there.
Oh, no, he did, but then he saw how fast they were coming. He's like, no,
he almost let his intrusive thoughts win and said, you know what? No, I'm good. I'm good, bro.
You guys go on ahead. No thanks. I choose life.
And then you got this group of 4 here, led by P. Fulton. They're going to close in on this 4 car of Kari here. And they got 7 to go, so I think they might have time to do it.
We'll see if potentially they can make a splash at it.
Now, maybe if I'm Kari, do I want them to catch me, and maybe we can all work together and go for the stage win?
I think if I'm Kari, it's better than running by myself. I'd start doing half throttle down the backstretch so that way they can catch me and I can at least pick it back up in the corners.
So here are your 2 leaders right now. Shack Attack in the number 6 with Pro Trader in the 5. You see that white dot in the distance there? That is MFF Kari. And then leading this pack here, Shady Acres getting out of line here. That is Pushin' P. Fulton in this number 62 Chevy. And that 4 car is getting bigger and bigger in his windshield. And Davey Allison now up into the top 5 as he leapfrogs out of the 17. They got a little janky there, but they get it all sorted out.
It does look like they will be able to catch the 4. Because right now that second pack is only off by about 5 seconds. And they definitely have more firepower than the 2 that are up front with 4 cars. Now 5 once the 4 gets to them. They will collect them. They're gonna go around them, but they'll let him ride with them.
He'll find his way back in here. As now they're working together, and it looks like so P. Fulton now up into 3rd place. They got 5 to go, and they're 5 seconds back from the lead. So they need to gain about a second a lap if they want to get up there for the stage win.
Yeah.
But they got to stay organized. They have to stay organized. The one car kind of ducked out of line there. And that kind of caused an effect from the cars behind him as well, but they got it sorted out.
Right now, though, when they were down the back straightaway, they gained about half a second that lap, but
yep. Well,
I think with them jumping out of line, it did kill their momentum, and it wasn't steady enough.
They just need to gain a second a lap. It was 5 seconds when they crossed the line. This time by, it's going to be about 4.1. So not quite a full second there, but if they can get close enough to where they can get the draft of the top two, they can pick up even more speed. And that run will really be there.
Well, here's the thing, too. They also weren't that coordinated that lap. I think now that they saw that they can gain that second lap, I think they're going to do a lot better job this time of staying in the line. And I think they might be able to at least try to have a fight for the stage.
Oh, Davey's out of line there.
That's going to kill him. That's definitely the guy you want near the front of this train. And the 77 of Edtho going to start racing. That's not what you need. 3.2 behind second. 3 laps to go.
Look, the negotiating window hasn't opened yet. We still got a couple more laps left before y'all can decide who wants the stage win. Y'all need to get there first.
Yep, and right now the gap about 2.9 down the back stretch.
But I'll tell you, if there's
turn 3.
If there's anyone that is hungrier to get some good points here and a good result, it's the 77 car of Ed, though.
I think he's also like, you know, if we don't catch him, I'm not going to be heartbroken. I like third. I'll take third place stage points.
Well, now here's the other thing, though. What if Pro Trader decides to go for the stage win on his own and bails on the 6 car? That's another thing we got to consider there. But now Ed's up to third. It's now at 1.7, 1.6.
And when do they catch that draft? When does the draft between second and third become a factor?
The moment you're able to read what's on the rear bumper of that 5 car, that's how you know.
They're getting close. They might be able to do it. We're coming to the white flag. 1 to go. It's under a second. They're in the draft. This is going to be a fight for the stage.
Eddo's going to be the one to make the move. He tries to juke him. Eddo to lead.
Look at the 77.
Move up, move up, move up. And now they're going to get 3 wide. The 5 ahead of the 6. And the 6 clips the apron. They're getting 3 wide again. The 62 of Fulton tags the wall really hard. MFF Eddo. Can he block off the 6 car for the stage win?
Will the 4 stay with him? He does.
He's going to help him.
Corey gonna stay with Ed. They're gonna go into turn 3. Edtho gonna be able to jump out with the lead. And I think everybody's gonna go with him. Can he come around and do it? Through turn 4. Here comes a run from the 6. Will he have enough time? I don't believe so. Edtho wins stage number 2.
And for all the time, so Edtho has been in this series since day 1. That is his first ever stage win here in Phantom, ladies and gentlemen. And I know we still got a whole stage left, but this is huge. And I think that deserves a round of applause. Good job, Ed. Good job, man. Way to go.
And I'm listening to the radio now. There was a big old woohoo coming out of Edtho when he crossed the line.
I think a lot of these guys know that what Ed has been able to do for this series, and I have no doubt they were all rooting for him there.
Man. And now when you look at it on the website, which you will find linked in the YouTube channel,
and still needs to be updated. Hopefully I remember the login.
But yes, you will see MFF Edtho. Stages 1. He will have a number in that category this season. What a job, too. Coming out of turn, what was it, turn 2? Made the right moves to be able to put himself into the lead. And now P. Fulton is actually going to be the one to lead him to green. The whole field's all jumbled up now. And we are back green again. The outside line not good on the restarts we've seen.
It seems like whoever's been starting second has had it in the wrong gear. Or whatever it is, because I can't imagine there's just less traction in that higher lane. It's kind of surprising, actually. It's like that's happened about every other restart so far tonight.
Yeah, even when it was just the when we had that one yellow coming back to green from that, the outside line just did not get going. That caused its own little bit of calamity. But P. Fulton, another guy looking to improve on last season here, looking to lead a lap at Daytona.
Yep, but so P. Fulton, oh, he's out of control and down to the apron. And he's going to bring it to pit road.
Is this planned?
I don't know, because I don't see the benefit of pitting all by yourself here. It looked like he got out of shape. Unless maybe he messed up. Maybe, and here's my guess. He forgot to hit the X button under the caution. And that's how he got to the front. And if that's the case, tough break, man.
And just saying, he was looking to have a good run, because P. Fulton was a guy that we saw have a couple of splashes last season.
Oh, with that, it brings the 77 of Ed, though, back to the lead.
And look at this, he wins the stage, and now he's looking for a couple more laps to lead. He'd really like to lead that last one. I think if Ed, though, wins this race, the lid will blow off the roof.
So we got about 31 to go, and I think there's 2 required stops in this final stage.
There's P. Fulton now, after serving his pit, will now inevitably fall a lap down. That's what it's looking like here. He's going to stay to the high side, let the field go through. Now put the 62 a lap down. He will join this lead pack. He just won't be fighting for any positions. As Ed, though, continues to lead him around.
If I'm P. Fulton, I am praying to the racing gods right now that I get a caution to get my lap back.
Yeah, because you can't count on the stages now. I think bathroom break took a little too long. The water was too far away. I don't know, but that is not what you want to see to start your season. Final stage, having to serve a pit stop, an extra pit stop. MN Pro Trader, though, riding in second, right behind the 77 of Ed, though. The 3 of K2005, making a miraculous recovery. He was involved in damn near everything. The stall going to green, the wreck that caused the yellow. Like, he's been all over the place at Daytona. He's seen all the sides of this track. Now back up into P3. I'm looking to stay there this time, but we'll see how well he can make that work, as MFF Kari will be your car running in 4th, and Allison works his way back into the top 5 and was involved in his own shenanigans. Got caught up against the wall when fighting for the lead, and now finds himself back into the top 5.
And right behind him, the guy that started alongside him on the front row, Shady Acres, running in that 6th spot right now. Saw that little bit of that white stuff on the outside, that white wall. He's hit it a couple of times, but he's got that thing fixed up, ready to go, back for one last shot at it. He's still in this thing. Same with the 47 a Portal guy. Had a little bit of contact with a couple other cars as well. Just the close racing nature of Daytona, but he is still keeping up. And then you got the 6 car, guy we've seen up front quite a bit, is the one that seems to be hanging back right now, and that's that 6 car of Shack Attack in this RFK Ford Mustang. And I think he's just, never mind, he is jumping out of line now. He's gonna go for a run. He's like, I'm gonna dip my toe in the water, see what I can do here by myself. And, it gains him a couple of spots temporarily, but he's just gonna, oh, Portal lets him back in line here, so he's gonna have Portal push him here. And then you got the 62 of Fulton, who is hoping for a caution to get his lap back. And that cycles us back to our leader, Ed, though. And now I remember the conversation that I had with Ed after the season finale at Homestead, that was probably the best performance I've seen out of him all season. Like, the speed just wasn't there for him most weeks, and he said he wasn't really feeling it until he had a rocket ship at Homestead. He wasn't in the championship fight, but it looked like he was, because I remember him running top 5 quite a bit in that race, and I talked to him afterwards. He said that race kind of gave him, like, the drive to come back this season hungrier than ever. Like, he has been back to the lab, studying, working on that car, getting that thing massaged out, tuned out, all decked out, all the power that it needs, all the upgrades that that 77 car has needed to get it back to the front, and he has been able to do that.
Yeah, and it's good to see, because Edtho's the one guy in the garage that literally nobody could hate. He's such a good guy. He's fun-loving. He's so soft-spoken, well-mannered. He's just everything you want in a guy or driver in these leagues. So, like, and he's just hasn't had the luck to go with the personality or the speed in the car that you'd want to see. And now we're seeing that he has that this season. So to see him do well is really awesome to see.
And the same goes for K2005 too. I remember when he first joined the league late last season, he struggled. He struggled mightily. He said it was a rude awakening, pretty much, seeing the competition level here at the Pro-Am, and he is... I know he wanted to get back to the shop and work on his cars, and I think I touched up on it earlier too. That I think he will be thrilled to get a top 5 here, but I know he wants more than that, but...
Yeah, he wants to be up here with us. Everybody wants to be up here with us. Who wouldn't want to be up here with us?
Yeah, if he gets I know if he gets a podium, he'll be thrilled, because that'll be a huge gain for him.
Yeah, because he was absolutely enthralled with leading laps at Homestead, because we saw him almost run that car out of gas to lead as many laps as he could at the season ender at Homestead. So now he's actually led some legitimate laps here. It wasn't during green flag pit stops. He's fought his way to the lead. He's shown that he can hold his own here in the top 5. We've seen a little bit of control issues, but that can be worked on throughout the season.
Yeah, the apron was grabbing him there a little
I'm
bit.
expecting a lot of things out of K2005. He's definitely got the spunk. We can't deny his spunk. He is definitely high energy kind of guy, which is awesome to have in the league. But right now, he's definitely showing he's building up the speed, and now he just has to work on the control a little bit. And I really think he's going to be making potentially a deep playoff run here in the Pro-Am series if he can get all that fine-tuning worked out.
Saw a Portal guy drop to the back, kind of out of frame here, and I think he might be having some sort of issue as he is losing the lead pack here. I don't know exactly what happened, but
I missed it entirely.
Yeah, whatever. I caught the end of it. His car just kind of went out of line. I thought he was just gonna... He's out.
Oh no, it must have been the engine gone.
That's probably what it was. Once that car dropped out of line, it started sputtering. I think one of the cylinder heads might have popped loose or something.
That is unfortunate, and instead of bringing out the yellow, decides to just put that car behind the wall himself. So Portal guy, a guy we were talking big on, expected to see him fight for the win, ends up having mechanical issues that takes him out of the season opener. And we still see MFFF, though, still leading laps here. We're still waiting on that green flag pit stop. Or at least one of the first 2. These guys have just been comfortably riding around on the bottom, working their way there as fast as they can, as We right now have about 27 laps to go. I think coming out to 26 laps, sorry, on to 26 laps to go
I don't think that
in
four
the
car of
race.
Kari is comfortable riding around. He tried to make a move earlier, and that kind of cost him a couple spots, and here he is out of line again. Nobody's going with him.
Nope, everybody willing to stay in their spot. They're just trying to keep their car clean. We've seen what happens when you take the wrong step out of line. And you could lose not only your spot, but the lead draft entirely. We should be seeing these guys come down pit road here in the next 3, 4, maybe even 5 laps.
Yeah, and we got 20 to go here. It should be 19 this time by.
The one of Allison gonna jump out to the outside. I think he just got loose going through turn 3, and here they come. Oh, 77!
No!
Oh no! Oh no! Is that gonna bring out the yellow?
It looks like he's the only car that stopped, and he's
Oh.
having a hard time getting it refired. Oncoming traffic! Oh, goodness! I think that was
62
Pete Fulton.
able to dodge that.
Not a scratch on that thing. Everybody on pit road now. Oh, I think that is the caution, because
That is the caution. It
Shady and
is
Kari are
under
slowing
race
down.
control. They are throwing the yellow.
I need to see what happened there, because I think it was the 77 of Ed, though. Because he was pitting with that group, and he was kind of higher up from the apron. Like, he was still...
It looked like he was on the fence. Like, he didn't know.
He either wasn't sure, or he was trying to... As we're listening to race control right now. And Ed... That's a 31-second stop. I don't know if that's from damage or from a speeding penalty, because he did look like he was going in there pretty quick.
So, right now, the field will be frozen at the time of caution. That includes the cars that are on pit road.
So right now, Shady Acres is the race leader. As we try to... That was right as the pit sequence started, so that's going to take a minute to sort
So,
out.
listening to the radio, it seems like the 70s. Second guessing the pit, the car just got squarely underneath the apron, brought it up above the double yellow where the one was, and that's what caused that yellow.
Yeah, hate to see it, man.
Especially for the one car who's just had about everything happen to him today. Got shoved in the wall, he's been up front, he's been in the back, and now has another calamity happen to him again.
And
it wasn't like it was meant to be done. Like that, like
No.
It sucks, but it was like, oh, just another lane higher.
It doesn't really do anyone any good if it was on purpose. It's just one of those deals. But yeah, Davey, I'd imagine be frustrated with the way his race has gone. I mean, he sat on the pole. He's had a fast race car tonight, been up front, and he's shown that. I think if plays his cards right, he is going to be in contention for the win. But he's had a lot of obstacles thrown his way that's kind of kept him out of that picture, and he's just kind of digging his way out of that hole. And then you got Ed, though, who looks like he will have to reset here, as he was it really lighting it up there running up front. And we'll see if he's going to be able to come back from that mishap. But right now, it looks like everyone's going to be going back onto pit road. I wonder if this will count as... So that... I wonder now, because this is a I think it's a 2-stop requirement. And that was supposed to be their first. The guys that pitted under green, does that count as their second stop? And for the guys that stayed out, do they have to pit one more time? And if they do, they're pretty much out of the running.
So I'm listening to the radios trying to figure this all out. I don't know if there is a mandatory pit with how many laps are in this stage, or if there's two. I don't know if it's just one or not. But we'll just have to wait and see. I think they're just gonna count it as one.
They might have to pit again, because I'm looking at the fuel numbers. They might have to pit a second time anyway, because the fuel just isn't enough.
So it will not count again. Everybody is still on that first mandatory stop, even though the second group came down.
Yeah.
Everybody's on the same window. They just did it so that way everybody could stay together and they don't have to worry about burning up fuel and tires trying to run down the leaders who are halfway down the track.
Yeah,
it's
I think
everybody
that's the right call,
who already pitted will drop to the rear, and everybody who stayed out will hold their spot in line.
Yeah, I think that might be the right call, because if it did count, they would still have to pit again anyway, unless it turns into a massive fuel saving race, and I don't think we would want to see that. We want to see these guys
Yeah, we want to see
out.
a fuel saver at a restrictor plate track,
yeah.
Right? I don't think that's ever happened ever.
No.
I think that would be an abomination to have a fuel saver at a restrictor plate track.
I mean, hey, I personally don't mind when fuel comes into play in a race. Like, it adds its own level of suspense.
Oh yeah.
But like, when that's like the entire race, they're not even racing at that point.
No, and now we're back green.
It's like they're trying to please the green party or something. Anyway, we're back to green here with the 5 car of MN Pro Trader.
Yep, he leads him to green, and look at all the damage these cars have sustained. The 2 leaders look like rhinos with the horns on their hoods. But hey, they're out in front. And will we see with a little over 2 handfuls of laps left to go? Will we start to see some calamities? Oh, Ebtho!
Uh-oh.
Ebtho's around! And now has his car stuck on the apron.
He's got it freed up, and I think that's not a caution because he was the only one around.
He was the only one around. He's got it all figured out. He is back on the race circuit, but he will be going a lap down with how much time that took to get that car back going with no yellow.
Yeah, which is unfortunate for him, but on the plus side, he's got that stage win. That's going to go a long way points-wise for him.
Yeah.
So he'll at least have that cushion to fall back on, but unfortunately for him, but the race will resume. But now we got Pro Trader up front, Shady Acres, who I feel like I haven't really talked about a whole lot in this race tonight. Here he is back up into second place. And, I mean, I could say that he's had it up and down night, but I think that narrative could really apply to just about everybody in the field so far. I mean, it is Daytona, but, I mean, it no different for the 17. I mean, you can see he's got damage about just about each corner of the car, especially on that left rear there. And I've been in the booth with him. You know, he's called races that I raced in, and I'm calling a race that he's on. I think that might be the first for me to be calling a race that he's in. And I'm used to being able to hear his voice in the booth. For anyone that listens to North American Racing Series, shout out to them as one of our sponsors here. He's the announcer for that league. He called races for us. He's called races for many other leagues here on this game. And here he is, taking a little bit of a break from the booth. And now here he is, getting the racing gloves out and on the track. And running second right now, in contention for the win here. Love to see it.
Yeah, no, he's having a terrific run. Right now he's got a pit bull behind him, an MFF car. He is hungry and wants to get to that lead with only, what, like 15 laps to go? Probably at about right now.
Just about. We'll have to confirm that. I gotta switch streams here so I have a better idea of what lap we're on. So I think this time by it'll be 12 to go.
And then Pro Trader will lead them around through the tri-oval. As the stream catches up, we'll be able to get an official lap count for everybody that's watching. And it will be 12 laps to go. 6 cars left standing. After a rough and tough day at Daytona, 6 cars in contention for the win. All could put a blanket over them.
And this will be huge for MN Pro Trader. He raced about majority of last year as he was one of the playoff guys, and he's had a bit of an up and down season last year. He had a couple of good runs. I remember Dover, he had a really fast car and was in contention to win that. So he has never won in Phantom, and he's looking to change that here. With the laps winding down, looks like we have about 11... Never mind. I think it's 11. For some reason, the stream, it didn't show up. It usually pops up every time they cross the line, but that time
I think it is 11 laps.
Yeah. I don't know why it does that. This game is so weird sometimes.
Yeah. Gives us something to look forward to for next year. That'll be a hell of a hiatus once these servers officially finally shut, unless iRacing's willing to keep the doors open.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, until their game comes out, which I don't think they will. They want as much anticipation for the new game as possible, so I believe once December hits...
Unless the game's getting like Call of Duty levels of support where they have like hundreds of thousands of players online a day, they're not going to get it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the nature of it. I mean, just about every... I mean, I remember Gran Turismo 6. That's a game I played a lot. I remember their server shut down. Same with Gran Turismo Sport. Now everyone's moved on to Gran Turismo 7. And the life just goes on with that. And the same is for this game. And oh, the 3 car!
The 3!
Around he goes and backs it into the turn 3 wall. In turn 3,
fate.
car number 3 is junked.
And that will end K2005 shot at Daytona. And then there were 5. Such as our leader in car number 5. Now only 5 drivers in contention. Pushing people and trying to get out of the way of the leaders.
Yeah, and that... I think they'll be fine here, but that definitely didn't help matters here. Now you got the 77 of Ed. I think him and the 62 might be on the same lap now. They're going to be racing for a spot here, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we're down to 5 here as far as the win goes.
And unfortunately, Ed, though, cannot win the race himself.
Oh, Shady's out of line.
He can try to help someone else as Shady jumps out of line. And unfortunately, with these non-lead lap cars, that's not what you want to have happen to you.
Better get back in line there as quickly as you can. Don't lose the draft there. And the thing is, I don't think he meant to do that. I think his car is just having a hard time sticking to the bottom to where it just kind of washed up naturally off 4, and the 4 car just took the opportunity and, you know, kind of filled the gap there.
The 62 of P. Fulton jumps out of line as well. Jumps back in line in front of the 1 of Allison. I think just to stay in front of Ed, though, to at least get that spot. But if I'm the lead, if I'm a lap down car amongst the leaders, I wouldn't be too hasty to start fighting for position.
If it were me, I'd be wrecking them. I'd be getting called to the principal's office for it. Which gladly I'm not in the field for. I mean, they're running their own race. I get it. Like, retrospectively, it makes sense. Like, I don't blame them for it. But if I'm a lead lap car, I am not happy with it at all. Like, I'm trying to think, I want to be up there. Like, this is about, I want to race these guys. Why are these guys here, you know?
I know.
I've dealt with that on iRacing too. Like, I've gotten mad at other people for it, and I've been on the other end of it too. I mean, it's racing. That's just how it is. Everyone's going for every single piece of free real estate they can. It's a tough market out there.
Right. As the 5 continues to lead him around. Everybody, for the most part, willing to just stay in line and run it through. 6 laps, though, remain.
And speaking of 6, that's who I'm watching right now. He is smelling blood in the water. He is going to be the one to make the move, I feel like.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be one. As Dale Jr. once said, he likes being in 3rd or 2nd. Being in the lead at the end of a run at Daytona, it's not in the best interest of yourself because you are basically just a sitting duck.
And the 6 car is going to pit road.
That's right. They can't make it to the end, can they?
I don't think so. Especially the leader. He's burning the most fuel.
And now look at this. The 1 of Allison and the 17 of Shady Acres. I believe Shack Attack might be trying the short pitch strategy. If, in fact, they have to come back down again.
And pitting on his own. He's on his own island, so we'll see if it works out for him. I mean, it has its advantages. You don't have to worry about running into or getting ran into by the guys you're pitting with. But on the negative side, you're losing seconds of speed without having a dancing partner to draft with. So, I mean, we'll see. The laps are winding down. We got 4 to go. I don't know who needs to pit still. It's kind of all over the place as we got the 6 car. He's out of the pits now. He's on the apron trying to get up to speed. So yeah, we're just about down to 4 cars if these guys do try to go all the way, which I still don't know if they will or not.
Right now, the top 4. Now the drivers fighting for the win. The 5, the 4, the 1, and the 17. And now here they come, the 5 and the 4. The 1 and the 17 stay out. One more lap. Now and what's actually really good for the 6, it might not be so good now. He did lose their draft. The 6 needed to stay in their draft. He wasn't able to do it. And I don't think the 62 and the 77 are going to be too keen on helping him here.
Yeah, and I knew it was unfortunate that he had to pit on his own, and to his defense, he might have not had a choice, because a lot of these guys get different fuel numbers on their cars with how they're set up. He might have been burning more fuel to where he had to pit, right? And now you got the 1 and the 17 are going to be pitting together here, and that should settle it. I don't know how many laps we're going to have left. We're pitting, and we're almost done with this thing here. So
we should have about 3 to go, I want to say. Excuse me, once all is said and done. Right now, Shady, the 17 and the 1, still your race leaders.
Well, the 4 and the 5, they pitted together. Kari came out ahead of Pro Trader.
Oh, they're racing each other. You don't want to do that. They're side by side. You want to be nose to tail, and they are now. And there are the 2 leaders in front of them. As we have 2 to go. It's a green-white checkered at the end of a green flag pit stop. A lap and a half with MN Pro Trader currently being your leader. Kari is behind him. The 3 is a lap down. He is a non-factor in this fight. But the 5 going to make easy potential work of them. Keeps it straight. Oh, the 3 comes down. K2005 into the 1 car. The 5 now clearly ahead as we are on the white flag lap. But the problem being is how much of a run are the 3 cars behind him gonna have?
And the problem is they're not going to be racing him. They got to get around the 3 car as well. He's not for position, but that's another car in the way of a race win. He blocks it. The 4 car sees it coming. The 1 car's going with him.
Kari is through. Put the 1 through as well, and the 17's gonna go along with it.
The gloves are off now.
The 3 stays with the 5. You see the 1 backing off. He's gonna try and make a run at Kari. Allison out of turn 4. Kari making the track as wide as he can. There's not gonna be a run. It will be the 4 of MFF. Kari will win the season opener at Daytona.
The sleeping giant has awoken from his slumber, and he is back in victory lane the moment he arrives. What a return from Kari.
I know. And what Allison comes home in second, and what a job by Shady Acres. Rounding out the top 3. Pro Trader will finish 4th. P. Fulton rounds out the top 5. Shack Attack will finish in 6th. MFF Ed, though, should come home in 7th. And K2005 will finish this race in 8th, being the last car running. As the 47 of Portal Guy will end up finishing in 9th after the technical failures that befalled him.
And what a race that was. I mean, it was a great move by Kari. He was basically up to bat. He was at the plate, ready to make a swing at it, and he took it, and it was a home run for him. And I know I'm making baseball analogies here to racing, a racing game, but I think they apply here because he did exactly what he needed to do, and things didn't really devolve into madness there. It was pretty cordial. Everyone made all the right moves. The 5 car, unfortunately, he made the first block, but didn't really account for the second one. There's really nothing he could have done there. The 4 car just had the opening there and took it. So, and he's going to be the one in victory lane. And shouts out to Davey and Shady. Shady with the podium too. That's huge. I'm happy to bring him in here.
Yeah, and what a job by the 4 car of Kari, making the track wide, or making his car wide.
Yeah, I don't.
To add to the damage.
Yeah,
that is why the 6 car was so far off the pace at the end of that one. Or so far behind the 8 ball, we'll say. As now the top 3 join.
I think we still need to add second here. I don't have him. If anyone has Davey added, they can invite him in here if they can. Alright, is there anyone here that is by chance?
Run off real quick.
Alright.
He has to jump off.
No, so he won't be here? Is what I'm hearing?
I think there's probably time. I mean, it doesn't hurt to bring him in here. I think it said he just got to run off for a brief moment.
Oh,
but
okay.
While we wait, might as well go ahead and get things a little bit started here with our post-race coverage. And let's go ahead and start with turning the tables here. It'll be me interviewing Shady Acres with a 3rd place finish in his Phantom debut. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, yeah, man. This is new for me. This is new for me. I'm used to interviewing you.
Yeah, and here you are in your first race on the podium in that 17 car. How was that race for you, man?
It was pretty surprising considering the fact that I put in the wrong setup. I didn't even have the right setup in there. I didn't even know what I was running. Yeah, I accidentally hit the wrong button, and so whatever was in my qualifying setup is what I was running with. So I was basically just kind of saving fuel until the end, and I basically just hooked up with my teammate, and it just when the caution came out there in stage three, that kind of I was like, all right, well now I got a shot at this thing. So uh, it was a heck of a lot of fun, man. Heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah, it didn't seem like having the wrong setup really hurt you too bad there. You were still in the pack there for the most part. Now, got yourself in position there in the closing laps. Things got a little all over the place there with everyone having to make their final stop late in the going there. But it all got sorted out there. Now you are in position. You're pushing Davey. What's going through your mind there in those closing laps there as the runs start to
Uh,
pick up, the intensity's picking up there, and everyone's kind of making a plan in their head. What's going through your mind those last two laps?
Basically, kind of just stick on my team on Davies, on my teammate. Um, he's he we've raced together for so long that we pretty much know what each other is going to do and what each other are thinking without even have to say anything. And I pretty much knew it. It was just basically how where things got shuffled after that last pit stop and where everybody ended up when with the a 2 lap shootout basically, and basically just kind of rode on his bumper and kind of like my lead blocker. I'll just let him kind of pull me to the front, and I was. Kari threw a heck of. I mean, Kari had to do what he had to do to win, and threw the blocks that he had to do. I mean, I would have done it too, but we couldn't. Yeah, we couldn't get around him. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the top three, man. I had a blast. I had a blast. It was a lot of fun.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to have you here, man. It was good seeing you up there, getting a podium. Congratulations, man.
Thanks a lot, brother. Thank you for doing it.
And that is Shady Acres, broadcaster and also racer, finishes third here tonight.
This winner, MFF Kari, you got your ears on?
Yes, sir. What's up?
What's going on?
I started dead last, and throughout the race, I just had to be patient. I knew there was gonna be a lot of mistakes. Well, there wasn't really a lot of mistakes tonight, but I thought that before the race, and I just had to be patient. So as it got, as the cars ahead of me, it was like they kind of got a little swirly. So I just, laid back, saved my car tires and fuel, and I follow the one car P2, finished P2 because he had a good like pit strategy, so I followed him, and it got me the win tonight. So
Yeah, and we saw you having to make the crucial blocks there at the end, making that car as wide as possible. Were you a little bit nervous seeing the run that one car had coming behind you? Or did you think that you had it pretty nailed down?
man, that was scary. When I okay, so when I got my run off of turn two, I don't remember who blocked, but I tried to find an opening, and luckily the opening it played in my favor. It was right there, so I went to the opening. One car went with me. He gave me the help I needed to get the first place, and once he backed off, I kind of got into the defensive mode, and that's when it kind of got a little scary because I didn't know if he was going to go high or go low, so I just try to do the best I can to hold him off.
Now, I know it's a season opener, but I wanna test your confidence level a little bit. You're already locked into the playoffs. You got the win. How is this gonna open some strategy play, some kind of wild cards that you might throw down the line? Does this give you the confidence to do some things you might not have done without winning this race?
Um, I'm really not for sure. When the race comes, I'll just have to see what I have and hope for the best at the time.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations again on the win, brother. We
Thank you.
will see you again, and we will see you next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
That is your race winner, the 4 car of MFF Kari. as I do not believe we will be able to get second. Think he might have had to step away a little bit too far. But there is one person in here that I do want to talk to, and that is, I believe, one of the commissions, Mr. MFF Edtho. Do you have... And he does have his ears on. Man, we were losing our minds up here when you won that stage, man.
Yeah, it felt like a race win, man. It was crazy. I had my heart beating like crazy. I kind of got forced under the line there a little bit, but, you know, I'll take it where I can.
Now, we know that you didn't have the entire race that you wanted to have. You definitely were looking way better than when we've seen you previously. What were you doing in the off season to help kind of really ramp you up to get ready for this season?
Well, to be honest, my wife has been really sick, so this is the first night I've turned my PlayStation on in 3 months. I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, so the whole first stage was basically knocking the rust off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I feel that.
The second stage, the car started coming to me. It felt wicked fast, especially in that draft, and the car was really, really good leading out front. It would hold the bottom and stay at the bottom, and I figured out a little something with my wheel settings too that helps me hold the bottom better at Daytona. So I think that's the main thing that helped me the most is being able to hold that bottom groove.
Now, with the speed that you've shown today and getting that stage win, which Timmy was telling me is your only stage win out of both the Pro-Am seasons,
yeah.
Is this kind of like really energizing you? Like the way your car's handling, figuring out what you need to figure out to like really propel you into top fives, potential other stage wins, potentially even a race win, maybe later down the line?
Most definitely. Definitely. And I tell you, if I wouldn't have hit that glitch on that backstretch, that's what happened to me in the third stage. Coming in turn, I hit that glitch and it sent my car just flipping.
Every track on here has a glitch, damn it.
And we saw the 3 car hit that same one.
If I wouldn't have hit that, it would have been a different story, because me and Corey was talking before the race. He said, Ed, if you're in front of me, I'm pushing you to the win. So.
No, we were so hoping to see it too once you won that stage, man, but I will tell you what, we lost our ever-loving minds when we saw you cross that line first.
Yeah, thank you.
And that is the commish, Mr. MFF Edtho. Timmy, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask?
I do not. I was just about as thrilled as everybody seeing that 77 car up front. It's not even just the stage win. Because even I feel like there's something like lit a fire under him, because he looked like he was in control that final stage when he took the lead, because no one really had anything for him. Like, everyone was just kind of staying in line. It looked so composed out there. And I'll tell you this, I remember closing out last season, and I remember talking to you about this. Like, I know the speed hadn't really been there last season, but you had a rocket ship at Homestead, and that was like one of the better performances I had seen out of you, and that I felt like was the motivation to go back to the lab and kind of fine-tune and work on the cars and get them faster. And I felt like that was that extra drive that you needed there, and that's where I saw in that second stage. So sucks that you didn't get the result, but on the plus side though, points are gonna matter. Those 10 points you got, or how many, I don't know how the points are going to be conducted, but that one stage point, that's a playoff point there. That's going to go a long way for the season.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Good job on that.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be ready for the next race. It's just time to put some practice in and get this thing going.
We will be excited to see it, and I know for sure I cannot wait. I have been looking so forward to this season finally getting underway, and what a treat everybody got to see tonight. All the stages, emotional stage wins, and a great job by Kari to hold off a hard charging pack behind him to secure the win at Daytona and get himself another valuable playoff point and put him in sole lead of the regular season point standings. I believe that should do it for us up here. We still haven't heard anything from our second place driver, so I believe we can call it.
I don't think so. And might as well kind of run off the finishing order one more time before we close out here, because I'm kind of catching up on it now. Of course, we just talked to our race winner, MFF Card. That I just fact-checked. That is his third career Pro-Am Series win here in Phantom. So he can add that to the wins column. It'll be first of the season. And maybe many more if he keeps it up. And Davey Allison in that one car, who we have yet to hear from, gets second. He was our pole sitter and looked like he had a fast race car there. And he got himself in position there in the end. Just wasn't able to make the move in time to steal the win away. But he'll settle for second. That's a good chunk of points there. Shady Acres, talked to him. Traded a microphone for a racing helmet and some gloves. Got out there and ran third. Good run for him. Pro Trader looked like he was going to be the guy to beat there in the closing laps, and just kind of just couldn't make the blocks in time on Kari. He was lightning in a bottle there on that last stretch there, and I'm saying there a lot. It's been a while since I've done this, but he finishes fourth. P. Fulton gets a top 5 after all he had went through in that last stage, that mishap during the stage 2 break that caused him to pit early and lose a lap. He gets back on the lead lap and gets a top 5. That's a huge comeback for P. Fulton in that 62 car. And I think sixth place is Shack Attack. He's our stage 1 winner. And then Eddo 7th, our stage 2 winner. 7 cars on the lead lap. K2005 in that 3 car finished a lap down in 8th. And our lone DNF being Portal Guy in the 47 car, rounding out your 9 car field.
And what a job by everybody else. We want to definitely say thank you to those that were watching tonight. Glad to be back. And I believe we'll be back Thursday, as our regularly scheduled program appears to be back on track. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But
you'll have to take it up with the execs. I've been out of the dark about this for the last couple months. I have no idea what's going on. Hell, I didn't even know I was doing this tonight. But
I didn't even know I was doing this tonight. Literally, like an hour before this thing started, I got the call saying that we're doing this. So,
but I'm pretty sure the way we're going to do it Thursday is the winner from the race on Saturday nights is going to have a hot seat option to go race with.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. That'll be cool. But definitely, if you liked what you saw, subscribe. Definitely would help us out here on our end. But I think that will do it officially from us here at Phantom.
Yep, that'll be it. Subscribe, or you're gonna get a surprise. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna have a stroke. I swear to God. A surprise. You know what? Forget it. There ain't gonna be nothing at your door. You're just gonna laugh if I show up at your door. And it's honestly deserved. So we're gonna head out of here. Peace out. Like the video. We'll be here on Thursday, maybe. I don't know if I'll be here, but maybe. We'll see how it goes.